Ah. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Forgive our debtors, as we forgive our debts. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive our trespassors. Forgive our trespassers, as we forgive our trespasses. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, Mighty I Am Presence. Thank you, Great Divine Spirit Team, for all you do. Jesus, in your name I pray for a very blessed, holy, and sacred day. Thank you. All right, so this is now day 2 of me waking up beyond 4 a.m. This is not becoming a habit. I gotta stop this shit. And I will stop this. Oh. There's a question I really do have to ask ChatGPT right now. But all right, there's an important question that I have to ask you about AI and AI that actually does the work for me, period. Up until now, it's been constantly me using ChatGPT and Notion AI to help me do things like instructions and having like a sounding board and then, doing basic little things but I have to manually tell it what to do, period. I'm looking for AI that actually does the fucking thing for me, period. Is there anything like that in the market right now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Open claw. Now, the next question is, do I absolutely need make.com for the automation? If you just mentioned those 3 different AI that are true autonomous agents, ... What about OpenClaw? Question mark. Why not use OpenClaw? Question mark. Can OpenClaw replace make.com? Question mark. Okay, and just so that you are aware, and so that I know that you're not hallucinating, comma, Notion AI already has agents, and I can have agents trigger based on agents, time, or whenever there's a new entry, or based on specific conditions, period. Why would I need a make.com? Still, question mark. Why would I need ChatGPT and make.com? Especially when it comes to the trading operating system, question mark. Yeah, I really want to know. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Yeah, I want to get to that space where we have fucking agents already. I already have it, like, starter agents, but I'm talking about like having like agents do all the work. That's for me what I want. Oh, this thing is lagging behind hard. Yeah. Whatever. What is that song? Why you Okay. We'll listen to that in a bit. Open this up. That's what we do have to do. 37. Well, thank God I got to the stage where I just started doing all of the bricks with Notion AI, because now that makes it incredibly fast. Before it was like incredibly slow, but now I'm able to do significantly more because I got these somewhat automated. It just does it for me. All right. Okay. So this is what it says it thinks I should be doing to complete today's brick. Run an end-to-end test SSOT page, produce, publish one SOC asset, log SOC metrics, PCS, amplification commercials if required. Okay, so that's what we got to do today. And why did it do that up here? I don't know. All right, that seems good enough for me right now. Let's take the smoothie and let's take a break. right, so today we got to run that loop, and we got to get some agents going. And basically, we want to get agents operating and fixing basically every layer, so to speak. Like every major database, especially starting at layer 1. That needs to be very obvious here. Oops, wrong one. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, Mighty I Am Presence. Thank you, Great Divine Spirit Team, for this blessed, holy, and sacred water. I reprogram this water to reprogram me to operate as the type of person that gets paid to exist. I'm operating as the type of person that is incredibly kind and loving, and I share my message honestly and authentically of love and healing. And I do my part to contribute to a new earth that is kind and loving. And I am operating as the type of person that is loving and supportive and kind father. Thank you. And I'm also operating as the type of person that is a kind and loving husband and partner. Thank you. All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so today's deep work. To successfully do this, we need to run an end-to-end loop. Right. We need to run an end-to-end loop, which is exactly what we're doing here. And I need specialist agents. Right. I also have a note here that I have to forward. Right. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need an agent that can do this for me. Okay, that's what I need here. That's the deep work session for Friday. Okay, deep work session for Friday. Make sure to create the agent database with all the agents and then have a Notion AI also create a two-way relation to the master database. Right, because there's going to be a specialist agent, that's for sure. That is for sure. Okay, so let's see. What do we need here? Nope, that needs to be redone. Agent type, right? Meta. I remember in another message you had told me that there is a specialist agent and then there's an orchestrator agent, period. Is there another type of agent? No, I didn't. That wasn't the question that I asked you. No, that was not the question that I asked you. Period. I asked you specifically in the context of, like, what is the industry terminology, period. Like how Notion docs have specialist agents and orchestrator agents. Is there a third type of agent? Which it kind of should be, basically. Okay. Okay, so then in another AI. Okay, so let's just make sure we have it very clear what categories of agents we're using, period. I have a specialist agent, which is for one specific role, which basically, in my case, would be to do one very specific task over and over and over again, comma. In this example, for me, it would be like I have a specialist agent that is specifically responsible for keeping up to date the database of About Me library DB, period. And then I would have a whole bunch of specialist agents for other DBs or other single one-off tasks that is repetitive, period. Then I have an orchestrator agent which acts as a manager that basically is in charge of several agents or maybe an entire system. So if I have a brand operating system, comma, then I have one orchestrator agent that manages the entire brand operating system. But I then have a series of specialist agents that are basically subordinate to the orchestrator agent. Period. Is that correct? Question mark. And in my case, what I'm trying to build with the level 7 of my entire architecture is a self-learning type of system overall for the entire life operating system, which from what I understand would require a meta agent, period. Almost like God, basically, period. And basically this meta agent looks at the systems and basically orchestrates, guides the orchestrator agents and tells them, hey, this is the direction that we're going in. You need to make sure that your systems and your specialist agents are on board with that, period. Is this the correct architecture approach? Long-term, question mark. Would this be out of the realm of possibility, or is this accurate to think in this way of having specialist agents, comma, then orchestrator agents, comma, then a meta agent that handles and makes sure that the entire vision is executed very well. ... So if my Life OS operating system has one meta agent, comma, then the
orchestrator agents, there would be a few for each system, and then there would be specialist agents that do those one-off tasks within those systems, period. Is this how this would work long-term to help me get to my true north? Question mark. Oh, what the heck? Okay, so instead of a master orchestrator, we have a meta agent. Okay, so let's read Notion first. Notion should have the voice, should have a voice feed, voice replay or whatever. Yes, the way you're describing it is correct and very sane long-term architecture pattern. In industry terms, you're basically defining a 3-layer multi-agent hierarchy. Specialist agents, what you said is correct now, scope, repeatable job, tight inputs and outputs. About me library, DB maintainer, that only does ingest new facts, normalize, deduplicate, etc. Right. Orchestrator agents, also correct, they manage a system or workflow end-to-end and coordinate specialists. brandOS architecture orchestrator that can say, we need one SOC asset shipped today. Pull from core need pain, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, meta governance agent. This is the right mental model for what you're calling level 7 self-learning system. In industry framing, this is usually described as some mix of governance, evaluation, oversight, strategy, roadmap, systems improvement. So yes, a meta agent guiding orchestrators is accurate, right? So the meta agent would basically be working alongside with me. It's accurate, but the important nuance is the meta agent shouldn't directly run everything day to day. It should set constraints. Right. So it's like my chief of staff. Review system performance, drift bottlenecks, generate refined roadmaps, what next, and issue a system level directives. What makes this approach realistic, not out of the realm? It works long term if you add 2 missing pieces to that. And most people skip an evaluator. QA function can be a dedicated agent or a role inside Meta. This is the most common third type you'll hear in broader agent design talk. In your hierarchy, the evaluate agent role can live under each orchestrator. Wait, what? The third type you'll hear, executor versus orchestrator versus evaluator. In your hierarchy, the evaluator role can live under each orchestrator or inside the meta agent. Without this, self-learning turns into self-rationalizing. A stable constitution. Self-learning doesn't mean it changes itself freely. It needs a fixed top layer. A clean way to process a meta agent, orchestrator agents, one per major system. Right. Specialist, one per repeating function. So your specialist orchestrated meta stack is accurate and is a strong model for getting you to true north, as long as you explicitly include evaluation anti-drift. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. One meta agent for LifeOS. Okay. Okay. The following is what Notion AI. The following is what Notion AI said when I asked the same question. My question to you now is, comma, how many meta agents do I need? Period. Question mark. And also, when do I build this meta agent? Period. Question mark. Is the meta agent sort of like my right-hand person that works directly with me, that I set the directive and then it tells the orchestrator agents what to do, and then the orchestrator agents tell the specialist agents what to do? Question mark. Like, when do I get to the process of having a meta agent and telling it what to do so that way it can start doing this process immediately? Question mark. And do you agree with what Notion AI said? Okay, so now I'm going to have this back and forth conversation here. Yes, you're thinking straight, long-term specialist agents, workers. My goal is to definitely have a specialist agent for each thing. Yes, I mostly agree. The only main thing I agree with most is governance, and you need some kind of evaluation, anti-drift function. That's right. How many meta agents do you need? Right now, 1. Yes, you do not want multiple meta agents early on. That creates conflict at the highest layer. 1 meta agent for the whole LifeOS. 1 orchestrator per major system. Many specialists under each orchestrator. So yes, 1 brandOS orchestrator, 1 trading OS orchestrator, 1 health OS orchestrator, but only 1 true meta agent above them all. Why? Because the meta layer is supposed to protect true north, standards, priorities, etc. If you have multiple meta agents too early, you get conflicting directives. So the correct long-term answer is 1 meta agent as the top governor. Later, that 1 meta agent can have internal modules or sub-functions like evaluator, roadmap, drift detection, system redesign. But still, that is functionally 1 meta layer. When do you build? Not now as a fully autonomous governor. Build it in phases. Phase 1, build specialist agents, 1 orchestrator, 1 working loop. Example, brandOS orchestrator, swipe specialist, cohort specialist, prove 1 loop works. Phase 2, okay, cool. Build the first, What is the meta agent really? Yes, your intuition right. It is basically your right-hand strategic operator. Hold on a second. Phase 3, build the first meta agent. Okay. All right, break. Okay, this is where it's getting really interesting. Build the first meta agent only after. Oh, fuck. Okay, so build the first meta agent only after 1 to 2 orchestrators are working. Their specialist loops are stable. You have metrics feedback because a meta agent without lower stability has nothing real to manage. So what is the meta agent really? Yes, your intuition right. It is basically your right-hand strategic operator, not your replacement. More like your chief of staff. Yep, systems governor, architecture overseer. Okay. You set the mission standard, The meta agent translates that into system level direct. Yes. So yes, your phrasing is basically correct. You, meta agent orchestrator specialist. That is the right command chain. When do you start using it immediately? You start using a light version of the meta agent now, but not as full automation. Right now, the meta agent can be a design role, prompt role, Okay. Do you need a separate evaluator? Not necessarily. Early stage, keep evaluator as a function, not a whole separate top level category. That is enough. Later, But long-term architecture, you set the true north. Meta agent handles governance, drift detection, orchestrators, and Okay, final plan. Do I agree? Yes, mostly. How many meta agents do you need? 1. When do you build it? After at least 1 orchestrator loop is proven. Okay, so that's what we need. That's what we need. Get the orchestrator loop going. That's what I need. That's what I need to do. Orchestrator loop must go. Okay, so now this is the next layer of this process. The next layer of this process is to get an orchestrator loop going as fast as possible. So we need didn't even need all that. Didn't even need all that. Create specialist agents and orchestrator loop for system. There you go. Done. All right, so that's good. That's good. We need purpose. We need outcome. We need the steps. And then step 1, step 2, etc., etc. All right, cool. Done. Let's lock that in. That's going to come next at some point. But for right now, we need to get this orchestrator loop going. Okay. Okay, now let's ask this question here. Let's also add that into the inbox. super high. That's super high. Yes, I agree. Right up. It's aligned with how multi-agent systems are naturally, right? Matches what you're trying to do in LifeOS. Where I agree most. Specialist, meta, evaluation. How many agents? One. Meta is essentially the single strategic truth. Multiple meta agents creates competing constitutions. You can always split later into subfunctions, but you want one voice at the top. Phasing is also correct. Prove one orchestrator loop first. Add evaluation. Okay, one refinement I'd make to keep it practical, even long term. Should behave less like God runs everything and more like chief of staff, governor. Issuing directives while orchestrators remain accountable for shipping outcomes in their domain. So yes, your long-term chain, you meta orchestrator is accurate, and it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's the cleanest way to scale the system without losing true north. Okay, cool, perfect. So if that's the case, then you know what I need. Agent type is very important. This is massively important. This is one meta agent. There can only be one. Okay, so let's make sure that we now update this, because we can't have this mess of fuck here anymore. We have to organize this. And let's get this going. Markdown in CSV. Right, so I'm gonna build a whole bunch of specialist agents now, one orchestrator agent for brand operating system, and then I'm gonna have the meta agent created. So that'll get us to where we need to be here. Okay? That'll get us to where we need to be. And now the agents can run and do their job without me, which is wonderful. Okay, so in terms of building this out, I already have level 6, which is the agents stuff. So I already have the agents database and etc. And we have to refactor the property schema, comma, but basically what I want to know is, since we've already outlined the entire property schema, I have realized that it's actually very wasteful to try to manually do it myself versus just putting myself already in the position of thinking like I'm gonna have specialist agents. So it would be much better for me to see how it works in real time than to actually try to manually do the loop myself. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start creating the agents now, and we're gonna have them do the work now, period. Having said that though, my question is, where do I start? Do I start bottom up with the agents, or do I go top down with the agents? Meaning, do I go specialists to orchestrators to meta agent, or do I go meta agent to orchestrator agent to specialist agent? Question mark. We're working on only brand operating system. So how should I do this? Question mark. Oh, come on now. Okay, start with the specialist agents. Come on, please. Let's go to work. Let's get to work here. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go then. What's up? Oh, come on, Notion AI. There should only be one meta agent. Right. Okay. Yep. So this really has to be really, really well done now. And I don't know if we should put like something in here, right? Like a new agent template in here. Agent's brain, all that shit. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. Come on now. Please. Export the damn thing. Do you agree with that logic? Question mark. And would you agree that this would be the key to helping us to ship today's brick? Question mark. Because the way that I see it is, I'm not going to be manually doing this. I need, and undeniably, for agents to step in now at this stage and help me do this work, so that way all I have to do is show up and just actually record myself. That's it. Period. So do you agree that in order to ship this brick successfully, that our role for today should be to create the specialist agents, get them to do their job, and then create the orchestrator agent? And then eventually make sure that that loop works successfully and debug where everything breaks down in that process. Question mark. I have read many books before saying, a few books in my Amazon Kindle library that basically are saying, like, have the team create the playbook for you, which means that the owner then is saying that they don't even go about the process of doing the thing themselves. They literally hire someone that can do it, write the playbook, and then just have that playbook be updated whenever there's a new employee or whatever. So that's my philosophy, and that's my thinking, and that's a strategy that I would like to go in, but I need to understand from you if that makes sense to do it this way. Make sure to create the agent database with all the agents and then have Notion AI also create a two-way relation. Come on, man. Come on, please. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Do we need to update the instructions on how we're going to complete today's brick for call out block number 3? Come on, man. God damn it. All right, if this doesn't work now, I'm going to have to just do it the other way. Oh, come on. All right. For whatever reason, it's acting up. So I just have to be all right with that. And I just have to say, okay, fine. No problem. We're going to put this here. All right, that's got to be it for right now. We don't want to update this too much. Okay. Right. Please update the following schema, property schema. The property schema for this database, based on what ChatGPT said, should be the outline period. Leave the following properties alone. Agent URL, comma, agent type, official, comma, governs bridge / system, comma, agent's avatar, comma, agent status, comma, linked version. All right, so it's going to do that. And while it does that, at least this way we have a slightly more updated database, basically. So that way it's more clean for us to do the next step, which is basically going to be this. Make sure to create the agent database with all the agents, and then have a Notion AI also create a two-way relation into the master database registry that tells the agent is responsible for it with the link to the agent, so that we know which agent is doing which, is a specialist agent that is in charge of that particular database. So the master database needs to have a database agent with the specialist agent linked to it. That's what we got to do. Okay, done. I don't think it even did any of that. Does it matter right now? Probably not. Probably the fuck not. All right. Either way. Okay. Now, feed that in. Okay, after this, we updated the database. Okay, fine, good enough for now. Now we got to create the agents and the two-way relation. Okay, cool. Okay. This is a side task that I have to do to be able to ship today's brick. And I need you to look at this and then instruct me as to how you would actually finish this. before you do anything. Fuck. Break. right, this is what I wanted to add. This is L3. This is L2. And then this is L1. Okay, here's how I would actually finish the side task captured in the inbox item. Blah, 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 blah. The cleanest way that supports your goal, your agents DB is the SSOT roster of agents. One row, your master data has a two-way relation to agents. You can open anything, immediately see. Yes. To do it, decide the minimum viable scope. Critical path, okay. Standardized ownership definitions, right? Specialist owner, the agent that keeps a DB up to date. Orchestrator, optional, the agent count for outcomes. Create, clean. Specialist agents, governs, right? Okay. I think we're gonna have to delete and do it all over. Done. All right. Let's filter as well. Is not empty. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. Let's start over here. Because now we officially have the thing. And yes, we do not need one agent, all these agents as of right now. So we're going to start over. Okay. It's one agent to one thing. Done. One page. Okay, now that we're here, okay, now I need you to look at call out block number 3 again. Period. Determine if what I'm thinking is correct. Period. We need to just get a sample loop going so that by the time we get to the SOC production hub DB, comma, a new entry has formed and there is an agent that is piecing everything together in that particular DB, period. But in order for us to do all that, comma, layer 1 and elements of layer 2 need a specialist agent that are already up and running. And the layer 3 agents, like the cohorts agent, needs to be able to basically tell me what kind of content I need to be producing, period. So by the time we get down to the SOC production hub, comma, we're gonna need to understand all those pieces have to come before that. So there are several agents that have to come before that, period. So my thought is that if we're gonna ship today's brick, in order for us to successfully do that, comma, we first have to start at layer 1. We have to create an agent at layer 1 for each database, which is like the about me and the what I want to be known for, etc. DBs, because that's going to feed downstream to SOC production hub, period. At layer 2, we have things like the brand assets and the brand kit and the language model, which have to feed into layer 3. And we also have the cohorts at layer 3, because again, I'm not going to create a piece of content if I don't know who I'm speaking to, period. And also I have to create my scripts in such a way that it sounds like me. It's authentic to me and how I would say something, period. Does that make sense so far? Question mark. So we're definitely going to make sure that we have the SOC assembly specialist or the SOC production hub agent. That's for sure. But what I'm saying is that there needs to be several other agents before that, which will be the minimum viable stack for today, period. Do you disagree? So the brick that I need to ship for today is we need to run an end-to-end loop so that way we can have at least one SOC created, which again, according to Gary Vaynerchuk, is a strategic piece of content Yeah, that's the other thing too. I need cohorts. Okay, here's why I disagree. Period. I disagree because remember that the SOC production hub, DB, B, is a database that is basically going to Frankenstein the previous layers. And if we don't know how that layer is going to work, comma, like if I don't have a clean structure, comma, and then by the time I get to the production hub and I don't have the right cohorts, how is that going to work logistically? That is undeniably wrong. Period. How in the world did you get that PCS is the database that we have to run the loop for if the brick is what that means is we need the SOC production hub DB. All right, I gotta do this myself then. Fuck. Step one. Step one is going to be create a SSOT working procedure for brandOS. Step two, create a specialist agent in agents DB and create a link the agent to production hub, have Notion AI implement, create the instructions for the specialist agent and when to trigger. All right, I need you to look now at call out block number 3, and especially the first 3 sub to do tasks, period. Transcribe that for me. Return back to me the first 3 subtasks underneath prove one runnable loop ... and tell me if that makes more sense to start there. Motherfucker. Yes, it does. Yes, we're going to try to do this as quickly as possible, man. Okay, now, let's search in here. brandOS. Literally, I just want brandOS. Okay, there's too many here. Whew. All right, we need a SSOT here. Okay, we need an orchestrator agent. Personal brand is going to be an orchestrator. Okay. Okay, what I need from you to do for me right now is I need you to basically fill in every box possible for this personal brandOS GPT agent. Okay. Okay, that's the loadout. All right, not trying to be cute anymore with the fucking names. Just, this is what it is right now. Okay, done. So now we have meta agent, which is only one. Okay. right? Agent, right? And then we're gonna get the agent type over here. There you go. Okay. Break. Okay. Let's create that working procedure. We should have that working procedure here. Okay, some of these have to be looked at. For right now, this is the SSOT. Doesn't matter, man. Just go. Right. Okay, create the specialist agent now. That's a specialist agent, yep. Yes. Right. Yeah. Shit. Okay. Okay. Right. Agent's name. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Update the property of naming convention formula so that responsible for DB comes before in the formula, period. The final output should be yes, that's kind of right, comma, but why don't I have the relation? Question mark. Like I want to copy the actual relation. I don't want it written as text. I want the actual relation for both properties to be copied. please don't lie to me, period, because you did that before, period. It is very possible to basically just take the relation, the property, whatever the value is of the property, and put it into the naming convention formula, period. You have done this, period. What you did in this naming convention formula was you added format, which basically formatted it as text, period. I want the property value to just be copied together and strung together. Oh boy. Hope it's not that day. That's also wrong too. There you go. Done. So now I should be able to exactly. All right. Whatever. Okay. Look at this subtask that is necessary to ship today's brick and tell me if we've successfully done this. Period. You're going to have to look inside the actual working procedure. Let's get that 10 kilometers, man. Come on. You woke up at 4. Could have stayed up. You chose to go back to sleep. You woke up at 6:45. Let's go. Okay, cool. Next, create a specialist agent in Agents DB and link the agent to the SOC production hub. Yes. Okay. Okay, please look at the, okay, now please look at the next subtask. Then look at Agents DB and tell me if we have essentially created the container for it so that we have it in the registry for the agents. All right, that's going to have to be agents registry. Okay, we did 5.5 kilometers so far. We got to get to 10 kilometers. So let's go. Yes. We have an orchestrator agent for brandOS. Yes. We have a meta agent. That a meta agent exists. All right. That's good enough for right now. And we need specialist agents for each core database. All right. So let's see here. What do we got? Okay. All right, now the next thing that I need you. Okay, now that that has been created and we have the shell, period. Comma, you need to create now the SOC production hub agent, and you need to link the URL to the agent in the agent URL database. Tell me what you're going to do before you do it so that we can confirm. Right. So there's an instruction here for creating agents. Yes. Okay, link the relation that the specialist agent is responsible for in master database registry. Break. Yep. Good. Good. Okay. Let's figure out how this is going to work here. Okay, so we have SOC Production Hub agent. Great. Okay. Okay, just like how we had a master database registry, we have a master agent registry. This is going to be, I think, very, very, very important. And I'm kind of wondering if we deprecate the brain and store it inside the subpage, I think that could make more sense. And then we config the loadout, but that's going to have to be now another thing here. But that's not for today. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Hello, comma. I see that Notion AI created you as to help me, period. Please explain to me your function and your purpose and how you will execute what you need to. I'm going to tell you what I need you to do, and then you tell me if you can do that or if you need to be updated. Oh, fuck. Right. Notion AI credits. Fuck. Fuck. All right, starting April 4th, which is tomorrow. Interesting how that works. All right, so we got to make sure we get the most out of this one now. Colon, new line, new line. Basically, the way that it's going to work is I need you to trigger every hour or as often as possible to create new pieces of content for me at scale, period. And so what you'll do is you're going to basically be looking upstream at previous databases that are necessary to link to what you need to fill in for And what you'll do is you'll essentially have to intelligently piece together all of those properties to have concrete formulated pieces of content, which will then feed into and link into creating a script that I would have to read from to guide me in creating that accurate piece of content, period. The idea is that you'll do this every hour and you will generate one long form piece of content per hour with the script and everything already produced, period. I may have an add-on function where you create shorts, which should be around 34 seconds in length, period. But for right now, let's focus on the long form content, which is primarily for YouTube, period. And we'll start there. Period. You're not going to ask me ever for my inputs. You have to intelligently piece together the inputs by looking at the other pieces of content, linking the other pieces of content, database content to create a new piece of content for me in the SOC Production Hub, period. How would you go about doing this? Do you have the instructions to do this? Is this in your memory to do this? Question mark. And do we now need to update your memory so that you can do this? Let's see. Oh, starting May 4th. Ah, yes. Good. Everything you need about Notion. $10 per 1,000 credits. Run using based on task complexity. If you have an account team, okay. May 4th. What happens if you don't purchase credits? You need to purchase to keep them running. If there are enough credits, custom agents will pause. Okay. Okay. $45 to $90 per 1,000. Q&A, task routing, track credit usage. Shit, this can easily be like $100 or more per month with how I'm going to be running this thing. And that's the first one, is test out that agent. And it's got to somehow take the content from the previous databases to feed it. Right, which means we'll also need a, oh man. Let's assume that for every hour, at least for right now, we might as well take advantage of all this, the stuff, and then we spread it out as we go on. So that way I get the most feedback from this as possible. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. Okay. Now let's run it. Yeah, if I get this one, this will be pretty good. Everything else after that, hopefully is good enough. Yes, we have the specialist agent. Fuck. Right, and then my plan is, I guess, for right now, work on that production hub, actually get that thing going, and determine how we're going to actually get this thing to run here. Because maybe there are databases that need to be merged or collapsed. Right, and then I need the templates, right, the content swipe from me as well. Oh, essentially, we have to do that as well right now. Let's go into here. And let's go to channel. Right, I'm gonna have to open up each one. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. This is gonna be for my brand voice. 16, 18, 19, 1, 2, 3, Da, 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 da. That is the thing about having the Mac Studio Ultra. That's pretty damn powerful. And now we're starting to slow down here. Okay. Ooh, okay, now it's slowing down. Shit. Check. These are just my receipts. These are just my receipts. That's all they are. They're just receipts. Oh, shit.
Love, love, love. Good morning. Okay. Our Father, who art in heaven. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing. I'll be right back. Testing.
Goddamn. I really did all this. Getting to 1,000 now is just a matter of time. That's all that is.
Testing. Okay, testing, testing, testing. Okay. Okay. Testing, testing. Okay, I think we're live. Good morning. My name is Gabriel Serra, and today we are going to EFT tap on changing our beliefs around. Testing. All right. So, testing, 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 testing. Testing. Today's live stream is going to be dedicated towards the fear. Okay. If you Today is the 9th of December at 4.
I'm just evolve. We'll just keep evolving.
I think I'm live now.
These are all the previous versions of myself. This is all the shit I went through in these last 6 months. Good thing I documented it and I live streamed it.
This is Gabriel Serra. Today. This is Gabriel Serra. Today's the 2nd of December at 4. Today.
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh no. This is Gabriel Serra. Today,
just start combining these things as topics that I can talk about as well, because I live stream this stuff, right? So
no.
Let's repeat.
Okay. Testing, testing, testing. Okay.
Okay, now let's run on the layer 2, which is, yes, very good. Please inspect this database's entries, and I want you to mark duplicates to the bin, period. So anything that is a duplicate has to go to the checkbox of bin, has to be selected, period. Can you do that for me right now, please? Break. Right. And the next phase is I gotta script the transcripts. Great. Did not do it. Okay. So right now, these are all the live streams that I've done. This is all the content that I've created or documented. This is everything that I've documented here. Right, and this has to be where the entire transcript gets fed into. So we already know that. Personal brand, raw voice. Voice inputs. Raw voice inputs. Okay, good. That I agree with.